Hey kittens, how are we all today? I hope you're doing amazing. As children, I'm sure you watched many shows that taught you valuable life lessons about the world. Maybe it was Ni Hao Kai Lan, the Backyardigans, the little bald boy named Caillou, okay? I'm sure you remember learning things that you even use in your daily life. I remember when I watched Curious George, there's a scene in it where he goes righty tighty, lefty loosey, and I've actually kept that in mind for the rest of my life. So whenever I need to like unscrew something or screw something back on, the only way that I remember is repeating that Curious George line. I don't know if that's a great thing to admit, but anyways, children's shows teach you many, many things. But when I was younger, I remember having this blue ball, this blue bouncing ball. And for the longest time, I wasn't sure what this blue bouncing ball actually was or where it came from. And I'm pretty sure this blue bouncing ball is the reason my personality is the way I am. I think this blue bouncing ball is the reason I am who I am today. And you might have heard of it if you're British, or you might not have heard of it. And its name is Boohbah. If you haven't heard of it, that doesn't surprise me because it's a British children's show, and I'm not sure why I had this toy that was British in my house, a very American household. And Americans don't really respond well with British things, so that's besides the point. But if you've never seen a Boohbah before, I'm gonna guess you've seen Teletubbies. Imagine Teletubbies with no sun baby, and they're not like rats, they're just instead like really big balls with fur, and they're even more British. Let me show you, let me set the scene for you about what a Boohbah is. And the reason that I kind of wanted to discuss this show was because I find it so fascinating and so incredible that no one really knows about it or knows what it is. And I'll ask other people my age, and no one seems to know what Boohbah is. But since I am aware of it and it haunts my dreams at night, well, more like gives me nightmares, I need more people to understand. And I want to take a deep dive into what Boohbah is and how it came to be. And also, I'm going to make you guys watch Boohbah with me, because if I had to watch it, then you have to watch it too, because we're experiencing this pain together. There's no way that I'm going to experience this trauma alone. I need other people with me, and we're forming a trauma bond. So come form a trauma bond with me as we take a deep dive into Boohbah and its origin story. I'm sure you're wondering to yourself, how did Boohbah come to be? Who thinks of Boohbah? Why Boohbah? Where Boohbah? How Boohbah? What Boohbah? How is Boohbah? They always ask, what is Boohbah? They never ask, how is Boohbah? And I'm going to guess Boohbah's doing pretty good, because they're literally dancing on freaking rainbows and eating like clouds and sparkles and glitter farts. So I'm going to guess Boohbah's doing great, but that's besides the point. Boohbah originated in Britain. It was by the British, if you can't tell. Um, the creator of the Teletubbies is also the same creator of Boohbah, and that creator is Anne Wood. She is a children's producer, executive. She's written children's books, basically anything child you got, like she's got you covered. It's actually kind of impressive because this woman is like 93, and I'm pretty sure she's still producing shows, which incredibly talented when it comes to producing. I don't know where her mind was when she was thinking of Teletubbies and Boohbah, and also shows like Tronji, Brum, Rosie and Jim, and a lot more. This woman, Anne Wood, does not stop. She is the reason that I have nightmares and will continue having nightmares for the rest of my life. But I'm also incredibly impressed by her and want to get to know more about her. Kind of like Margaret Thatcher in that way. That British kind of, you know what I mean? They don't stop. But anyways, this show aired, Boohbah. It aired from 2003 to 2006 on PBS Kids and ITV. But for some reason, on the Boohbah official YouTube channel, there are still Boohbah YouTube videos that are being uploaded. I don't know if the little bouncing balls are just creating stuff on their own, and people are kind of just letting them go off, and they're kind of become like their own sentient beings. I'm not too sure what's going on there, but there is still Boohbah content being made, and I'm not sure how. we'll get into that later. But anyways, it was made for 3 to 6 year olds. There's probably some point that they were trying to teach them some kind of moral at the end of the story, but I don't know what it is. I genuinely don't know what Boohbah is teaching people. I don't know. I know that there's probably something, but I just don't know what. I honestly, I'm not sure about what it is. Maybe Boohbah like transcends people's levels of thinking, and it's just kind of like everyone is down here. Do you know what I mean? But Boohbah's like up. It's like up here. Do you know what I mean? And we can never begin to comprehend Boohbah, and maybe as a population, we can't understand it. But let's talk a little bit more about the style of Boohbah. So there are Boohbahs, as you saw. It's kind of like a fever dream for your eyes. It just keeps going and it doesn't stop ever. Whether it's the rainbows, the sun, the sounds, the scenery, the green screens, the really, really bad JPEG green screens that for some reason, even though they've been producing this show for apparently over 20 years, they cannot get right at all, or even make anything look remotely real. Nothing looks real in Boohbah. Maybe that's the whole point, is it's not supposed to, but I mean, like, at least in like the Teletubbies, like, they have a little bit of realism, but there's something to Boohbah. Do you know what I mean? And I can't look away from it. Even if I want to look away from it, I literally cannot stop. It's like a really bad car accident. You want to look away. You know you should look away. And you know you're probably invalidating someone's privacy, but you can't help but stare. That's how I feel when it comes to Boohbah. I can't help but stare. Wondering to yourself, what is a Boohbah? I've seen them, but do they have a backstory? What is the lore between a Boohbah? Like, how does a Boohbah live its Boohbah life? What does it do? What is the Boohbah lifestyle like? Well, look no further. I'm on the official BoohbahFandom.com wiki for Boohbahs. I'm going to read to you the bio of Boohbah. The official bio. When I read this, I want you to know that this is the official bio for Boohbahs. I'm serious. Okay. Upon waking in their pods in the magical, luminous Boo Ball, the colorful creatures known as the Boohbahs come to life, dancing and flying away in the Boo Zone. They enjoy engaging in physical activity like dancing and exercising, and are powered into action by the laughter of children playing with their Boo Ball. I think if a child is playing with your Boo Ball, you might get sent to Boo Jail. I don't know if that's a great thing. I know that's not funny. It's a children's show. Like, it's not. I just had to make the joke. Boo Ball. Hey guys, who want to come meet up with me in my Boo Ball later? We're powered by laughter and glitter sparkles. Let's go. Now, their appearance, again, not making this up. The most prominent part of a Boohbah's body is a large, round belly. Santa. A Boohbah is so fat that its flab oftentimes jiggles as it exercises or dances. Its body is very soft and fuzzy from neck to feet, giving it a poofy and cozy look and sparkles with light. It has thick guts around its stomach area, cone-shaped arms and legs, feet which are similar in appearance to point shoes, 3-fingered hands at the tip of its arms, and a neck similar in appearance to the collar of a roll neck jumper or turtleneck sweater. The Boohbah also has an arch-shaped head with 2 big brown eyes. Same. 2 arches of dotted lights for eyebrows, which it lights up to communicate, and tiny bumps all over the back of its head. The bump on top is a power hummer, which sends out a beam of light whenever Boohbah does the power hum, as mentioned below. And the bumps on the sides of its head resemble its ears. In between its eyes is a tiny nose, and below them are 2 arches of freckles, arranged in a shape similar to a smile. I feel like if I was a Boohbah, and you called me so fat that my flab oftentimes jiggles as I exercised and danced, I would kill you. I would find your Boo Ball, I would go to your Boo home, and I would Boo airstrike you. You better not call me Boo fat, or you're gonna get Boo punched in the face. Oh, also, so you know how like in the Teletubbies, there's like the different colors of Teletubbies? Well, there's different colors of Boohbahs too. So there's a list of Boohbahs, okay? There are 5 Boohbahs. They are very different in personality, and you better not get them mixed up, and you better know their names by the end of this video, or else I'm going to be very disappointed in you. Okay? There's Humba, yellow, Zumba, purple, Zing Zing Zumba, orange, Jumba, blue, Jingba, pink. Those are the 5 Boohbahs. Those 5 Boohbahs live in the boo ball, and they live their boo life, and they have a boo time. And you better know their names by the end of this, or I'm going to be very disappointed in you, because I take my Boohbahs seriously. Okay, boo babe? Or I'm going to say boo bye. I don't know the characteristics of a Boohbah, just in case you can see. Like, maybe I'm a Boohbah at heart. Maybe I can be a Boohbah. They are full of energy, both physically and mentally. They are always on the move, jumping, bumping, bouncing, spinning, shaking, falling, both down and up, etc. Like small children. They are also very hyperactive, often dissolving into a fast, free-moving frenzy in the middle of a dance or when exercising at full speed. One of the Boohbah's most notable and peculiar traits is their ability to fly. 3 times per episode. They soar up to the center of the boo zone and float either downward or upward, holding hands together in a circle like skydivers. While in this position, the Boohbahs do their power hum, with each one singing a musical note and sending a beam of light toward a central point, usually the boo ball. The first time they do the hum, they break up their circle and fly all over the place. The second time, they disappear into the boo ball before briefly reappearing to run around the story people's present. The third time, they go back into the ball to nestle into their pots. To express themselves, the Boohbahs move their eyes to their left or right and hide their faces by retracting their heads into their hollow necks. They are mouthless and cannot speak. The only other on-screen characters, the story people, don't speak either, even though they do have mouths. But often while moving, they emit noise like squeals, flatulent air-bellowing poofs, they fart. That's not on the wiki, that's just my interpretation. And squeaks. Their eyebrows make a whirring noise when they light up, and their eyes click when they move. So, in case you're wondering about the people of Boohbah and boo balls, that's the story of Boohbah and the boo balls. Are actually people in the Boohbah cinematic universe, or the BCU, as I and other fans like to call it. They don't speak. They never ever speak, but they have mouths. Like, they are perfect. Like, they can speak if they want to, but they just choose not to, I guess. I don't know. There's Grandmama, Mr. Man, Auntie, and Little Dog Fido. But again, they don't speak, and it is genuinely one of the creepiest things I have ever seen in my whole entire life. On the Wikipedia page, it says that this is supposed to help promote visual learning without speaking, but if I was a child and I saw this, I think I would go mute because I was scared of what would happen if I were to talk. Now that I've taught you a little bit about the BCU, or the Boohbah Cinematic Universe, I want to watch some with you guys, just so I can make sure, like, I don't sleep tonight. I'm going to start with the very first episode, just so we can see, like, what it aired with, and so that I can make it so that you guys have nightmares tonight as well, because I'm really sweet like that. This is the very first thing you see when you watch a Boohbah episode, and originally I'm here so that I was going to say a couple words, but I ended up getting so entranced, so enthralled by this, that I just kind of stared for a while. Yet these kids just start bouncing around the boo ball. These kids they're dancing on the boo ball. They're with the boo ball, all right. And then this clip is me realizing that I can't use the Boohbah music, because I originally was going to have the sound on, because it's a lot better with the sound on, but then I realized that I can't use it, otherwise I would get copyright strikes. So that's just another thing. This is like, they do this every single episode. They do this little dance thing. I don't really know what it is. I don't. But they do this weird little dance thing, and then they start flying around. It's kind of beautiful. You bet your boo butt that those are some moves we're all going to be hitting this summer, okay? What do you know about this? What do you know about that? What do you do? What do you do when I hit this? At the function. Guys, you guys better be inviting me to your freaking pool parties, because you know I'm going to hit this little, and then I'm going to start spinning around in circles, and then I'm going to get in the air, and I'm going to freaking fly, okay? What do you know about that? What do you know about that? I better see everyone dancing like that this summer. as it said, the Boohbah are very childlike, and they like to dance a lot. So that's kind of like it's kind of like showcasing the Boohbah's dances. I hope like it's not too much to handle, because like I can understand how their dances are like so good and beautiful that it might be a lot for someone to handle. So please like bear with me here, because it gets more Boohbah, more boo bouncing occurs. Okay. And then after they do their little dance sequence, they all awake from cradles, like baby cradles. Yeah, they all open their eyes. Here they come, world. Be nice. It's their first time living too. It's just deeply disturbing. I mean, just look at it. Just look at it. And this happens every single episode. Every single episode of this show. This is happening. This is real. I mean, it's maybe I have no words. Like it's hard to describe what I feel when I watch this, and they just all pop out of their cradles, and then they start flying. I don't. Introduction to Boohbah. Yeah, actually, for all episodes. Yeah, every single episode. That's how it starts. I would say it's even better than the Community intro. New Girl. It might be the best introduction to any show I've ever seen in my whole entire life, actually. As you could see, it kind of like dove deeply into babies sleeping, and them sleeping in like the little cradles. I guess they're boo babies. They're, I mean, it's such like a horrifyingly beautiful scene to see. They awake from their cradles. You see the big brown eyes. They awake, little babies. They pop out. That's honestly how I feel like I was born. Like anyone with like big, like cow. I've been told I have like cow eyes. Again, not a very nice thing to say to someone, but I've been told I have cow eyes, right? And that's what I imagine people when they look at my eyes, they think of Boohbah. I really hope they do. You guys better watch out, because when I wake up tomorrow, I'm gonna wake up like this, and then I'm gonna start flying around. And obviously we saw Zig Zig Zumba, Humbug, Mumbug, Lumbug, and Kevin. So that is like the introduction to Boohbah, and that's kind of what you're gonna see for that's kind of what Boohbah is for, like just throughout like the whole, like that's just like all of it for most of the time. So this Boohbah episode is all about them jumping rope, and Granny and Pop-Up show up, and they want to jump rope too. But then there's this really long cutscene that I thought they just stopped. They just stopped, like it's like the episode was like just like frozen or something, but it's not. And then it keeps going. And then Granny and Pop-Up get to dance. They get to jump rope with all these people. Again, no talking. So this Boohbah episode is all about learning to jump rope. And I'm not sure why the first episode of Boohbah is about jumping rope, but I just know that it is. And in that you saw, I don't know who the other two people are. I don't know, but I'm pretty sure that was Grandmama and Little Dog Dido. Little Dog Pipo. What was his name? No, I'm just kidding, guys. I saw Grandpa and Grandmama. And I watched this, and I was thinking to myself, why did my video stop? What happened? No, the show just stops. It just stops for a bit until the rope just gets longer. I don't know what this is supposed to teach kids. And it kind of freaks me out watching it. I get very, very freaked out. But you know what? At least they're jumping rope. It's very good for your heart, so maybe it teaches kids some cardiovascular health. I'm not sure. But Grandma looks like she's having a great time, and so does Little Dog Dido. Another episode titled Hot Dog. As you can guess, it starts off the same as all Boohbah episodes do, with the Boohbahs dancing and bouncing and being joyous and whimsical and full of love and laughter. But then it quickly devolves into something not okay. So this episode is titled Hot Dog, and you're going to see why it is the way it is. So that is a hot dog bun. And then slowly things start. So that's Grandmama. Grandmama and Pop-Up, they go into the hot dog bun. So does this woman. Maybe that's Aunt. Maybe that's Little Dog Dido. Okay. But all these people, I don't know who these children are. They literally don't have a name. I don't know who that woman is. They don't have names, but they start going into this hot dog, and then the dog goes into the hot dog, and then they all combine, and it makes a hot dog. And then Boohbahs, I think Boohbahs are killing them. I think Boohbahs are killing the humans. I'm being so serious. Like, I'm being In case you're confused on what happened, I want you to know that I am also confused on what happened. But from what I just saw, I'm pretty sure that grandmama, grandpa, little dog Dido, little dog whatever its name is, and the people of Boohbahville get shoved into a hot dog bun. I don't think that sentence has ever been said in the entirety of the world, but from what I saw in that clip, Boohbah and its friends get turned into a hot dog. Now, you know what you do with hot dogs? You eat hot dogs. Do they eat the people of Boohbah? Let's see. And then directly after they're all shoved into a hot dog, Grandpa shows up. And Grandpa's like, oh yeah, I'm in the middle of a field. Why don't I take a bite of this hot dog? I'm sure that's safe. Why don't I get a really good whiff of it? Are we just going to ignore the fact that it's huge, by the way? And something about it just looks... And then he starts fingering the hot dog. Grandpa, we talked about this. You have to stop fingering the hot dog. And apparently it's so heavy that he can't even pick it up. So Grandpa's literally just a badass, okay? And then he starts running around because the dog is too heavy to handle. Maybe if the dog is too heavy to handle, then you need to put the dog down. And I thought, first of all, he went into the hot dog, so how did he come out of the hot dog? There are inconsistencies with this show that I needed to explain. And then he keeps trying to eat the hot dog, but it keeps flying out of the bun. What? Grandpa was absolutely ravenous for that hot dog. The hot dog was trying to escape Grandpa, and Grandpa kept trying to get a hold of it and bite into that hot dog. Grandpa should have known better than to keep trying to bite into the hot dog, because you know how it turned out. It didn't turn out good for Grandpa, did it? The hot dog flew into freaking space. The hot dog flew into space. I can't make this up. This is an actual show. This is an actual show that was aired to children. They put people in the hot dog, and Grandpa tried to eat the hot dog, and Grandpa is going to go to jail for cannibalism because Grandpa just tried to eat a hot dog full of people. What? Okay, then Grandma shows up, and Grandma's like, okay, if you and I couldn't take a bite out of this dog, if you couldn't take a bite out of this dog, then it's going to be you and I now. So they go, and they try to get their grubby little paws on this freaking dog. They try to cut into this dog, okay? Look, now they're going to try to take a bite. I don't know why their mouths are open like that. I don't know why they bite into a hot dog. And again, Grandpa and Grandmama, they freeze. They freeze. Not sure why. Then ketchup appears right by their side. If the hot dog keeps moving away, why does it give them ketchup to eat the hot dog with? Because why wouldn't you eat a hot dog with ketchup? There are too many inconsistencies with this show. And there are so many inconsistencies with this show, because why is the hot dog moving around? But why were these people also turned into a hot dog in the first place? If the hot dog was not made for consumption, then why are they a hot dog in the first place? And then why did ketchup appear if they weren't supposed to use the ketchup on the hot dog? Why would you give someone ketchup for a hot dog if they're not going to be able to put ketchup on their hot dog? And why are they don't know, but it's not their fault, because Grandma and Grandpa are hungry, okay? Boohbah has not been feeding them. They need something to eat. They don't know that it's humans in the freaking hot dog. It's humans in your dog. But then for some reason they can take a bite out of the hot dog. And they are fiending. Like, it's like watching The Walking Dead. Like, they are ravenous for this hot dog, but it's humans and an actual dog. This scene makes me want to throw up. This is disgusting. And Grandma is going crazy. Like, they're actually feral. Like, they actually have rabies. Like, I hope that you are also deeply disturbed by what you just witnessed, because I am as well. Even if it wasn't a hot dog made of people, that's a big freaking dog to down in like 2 seconds, and I don't think that's healthy. But second of all, why were they eating the hot dog like that? Why were they consuming the hot dog so fast and in such a manner it got over their face? It's like those freaking mukbangs where they freaking sugarcoat the freaking burrito and then they down it with 10 billion pounds of cane sauce. That's what it felt like. It felt like watching a mukbanger do a mukbang. And that was absolutely terrible, because Grandma and Grandpa are eating people. And this is a children's show. But even if the hot dog wasn't a person, the way that they are eating and just the sheer like savagery that is coming from them is kind of disgusting. Like, it's actually kind of terrifying. It's literally, this show is terrifying to me. Who let this air? But then what gets me is that the rest of the episode just goes back to normal. It's just their end routine. The Boohbahs go back to dancing. Do the Boohbahs care that they just committed mass murder and cannibalism? Do the Boohbahs care? They don't even care. They don't even care that they just committed so many crimes that they would all be executed on death row. I don't even know how you kill a Boohbah. Maybe you just shoot it. I don't know. This show should not be aired. Like, I know that it's just supposed to be a harmless kid show, but that is not harmless. Like, that's actually, like, insane to me. I think that is enough Boohbah for one day. I have one last thing that I want to share with you guys, though. Okay? My own Boohbah. This is a Boohbah that I've had and has stuck in my memory ever since I was a little baby. It's fat, it has flabs, and when it dances, it often jiggles its flabs. Now, there are batteries to this, but I'm kind of scared to put them in because I don't want to see I know what happens. They dance and it goes Boohbah. But I don't want to put the batteries in because I'm scared that if I do, it will kill me and turn me into a hot dog when I sleep. You can see it. It's a Boohbah. I don't know why, as a American child, I had a Boohbah. I don't know where we got the Boohbah from. It's also a little bit older than I am, so I don't know. I'm curious on why we had this Boohbah. But its head is kind of sunken in. And it has big, beautiful brown eyes that are easy to get lost in. And it's been through the dirt. But this is my Boohbah. This is the blue one. Bumba? I forget. I hope that you guys are now a little bit more disturbed and traumatized than you were at the start of this video, and I hope it leaves you with something. I don't know what that something is, but I hope you're left with a feeling that it might not go away forever. So I hope you can sleep tonight. I hope you had fun. I had fun. I'm Julie, or they call me Kitten. Goodbye. Or should I say, boo-bye, or boo-bye.